Hey guys! Today's video is about minor chord progressions for baritone ukulele. I'm going to show you 5 different chord progressions that you can use for practice or for songwriting. Be sure to watch till the end if you want a little challenge. But first, I'm going to introduce you to the newest member of the Flowers household, my bunny Polly. Say hi, Polly. She's camera shy. So if you hear noises in the background, that's just Polly. Let's get started. The first progression uses some familiar chords: E minor, A minor, and B7. Here's how they'll sound together. The first thing you might notice is that the second chord, A minor, comes on the offbeat. Instead of changing chords on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm changing on 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Another way you could say that is that the A minor chord is pushed, or played an eighth note earlier than you would expect. The strum pattern I'm using here is a simple down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. But changing chords on the offbeat makes it sound a little more exciting. Our next chord progression will use D minor, C, E7, and A minor. The strum pattern I'm going to use is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Here's how it'll sound. Keep in mind, you can always simplify the strumming pattern while you're learning the chords. You could play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be so much easier to add in the strum pattern once you have the transitions between chords down. Our next chord progression is centered around a D minor chord, but we'll make small changes to move from D minor to D minor major 7 to D minor 7 to D minor 6. I like the way this sounds using finger picking in 3/4 time. So each chord will get 3 beats, and here's the finger picking pattern I'll use. I'll start with my thumb plucking the D string, then my pointer plucking the G string, and then I'll use my middle and ring fingers to pluck the B and E string at the same time. And we'll actually do that pluck of the B and E strings at the same time twice in a row. So here's how it'll sound. That's 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3. The toughest part here is the D minor 7 chord, which I play by collapsing my pointer finger over both the B and E strings. If you absolutely can't do that, but you love this chord progression, you could try shuffling your fingers around so that your pointer, middle, and ring are playing the chord. Another variation you might enjoy is, instead of ending the progression with the D minor 6, you could return to D minor major 7, and that would sound like this. Our fourth chord progression is B minor 7 flat 5 to E7 flat 9 to A minor. I know these chord names can sound really complicated, but just remember, every chord we play on baritone ukulele is just some combination of 4 strings. No matter how long the name is, it's just 4 strings. These chords are definitely more approachable than they sound. Here's how they sound together. So let's talk about that strum pattern. Polly. So let's talk about that strum pattern. I'm using down, up, down, up, down. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Down, up, down, up, down. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. The first chord gets 2 beats, the second chord gets 2 beats, and the third chord gets 4 beats. Each of these chords on their own are not too challenging, but we don't really have pivot points or spots where our fingers stay in the same place from one chord to the next. So I would focus my practice time on doing those transitions nice and slow before adding in any sort of strum pattern. Just B minor 7 flat 5, E7 flat 9, A minor. Lastly, I've got another minor 2-5-1. This one is definitely the most challenging so far, but probably my favorite. The chords are F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7 flat 9, and then an E minor with a G on top. I'm just going to use a simple down strum on each beat until we get the hang of these chords. So this F sharp minor 7 flat 5 is a shape I use often as a bar chord, but you can definitely play it with all 4 fingers. So my pointer's on the D string, middle finger on the G string, ring finger on the B string, and pinky on the E string. Then the B7 flat 9 chord diagram just looks like sort of a little zigzag, and this is a shape I use all the time when playing up the neck because it's very versatile. Keep in mind that when we transition from our first chord to our second chord, the only fingers that are moving are the ones holding down the inner strings. So your pointer and your pinky stay in the same spot. From our first chord to our second chord, then lastly we'll move down to this E minor variation, which is just a regular E minor chord, but we're adding the note G on top by holding down the 3rd fret of the E string with our pinky. You could definitely play a regular E minor chord here, but the magic thing about playing this variation is that when we go from our first chord to our second chord to our third chord, our pointer and pinky have stayed on the same strings the entire time. Now let's try a challenging rhythmic pattern to go along with this chord progression. For this one, I'm not actually going to strum, I'm going to pluck with all 4 fingers at the same time. This way I can control sustain and volume, and honestly, it's just easier for me. Here's how it'll sound. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 One, two, three, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you've gotten this far in the video, you might enjoy one of my more challenging tutorials. So I'll put a link above to one of those, and thank you so much for watching.